Before there was Lexus, before there was Supra, before Toyota was respected in the performance world, there was one car that changed the game, the Toyota 2000 GT. There was only 351 of these ever made. And we're looking at one of 40 that still exists in this type of condition in this day and age. Today we have the owner of this classic car. We have Dan here with us, and he purchased this vehicle in 1974. Dan, thank you for sharing your time with us, and thank you for sharing your car.
Randy, you're very welcome.
Tell us about your journey and how you landed in owning this car back in 1974.
Well, growing up in Southern California in the 60s, that area being the racing capital of the world, we were exposed to everything in the racing world. In the day, we subscribed to a publication called Competition Press. It later became a magazine called Auto Week. But in the Competition Press days, it was a weekly newspaper. And in that newspaper, we would find out what racing was going on in California and in the nation. In the back of that publication, they had cars for sale. Growing up in Southern California, I saw these cars originally raced at Riverside Raceway in 1968. So when I saw the car come up for sale, I knew what it was, and I called the phone number. It was a helicopter pilot up in Fort Lewis. In those days, Toyotas were made in three colors: white, yellow, and red. But once he said it was a red car, I knew I was going to buy it. We drove it home from Oregon in 2 days. We went from Tacoma, Washington, where I purchased the car, to Central Oregon, spent the night, and then drove home to Los Angeles from Central Oregon in 1 day. It was about 18 hours on the road. And that was the first time we'd taken it on any long trips. After that, I commuted in Los Angeles to and from work in that car for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Throughout the ownership of your vehicle, people have tried to buy this off of you. People have tried to offer you, right?
On occasion.
I'm just curious, what's the largest dollar amount that they have offered you for this car?
It was quite a while ago. I would say it was probably 2006. He wanted to give me about $250,000, and I said no.
Okay.
Because I still loved the car.
Yeah.
And that's about the last time I remember an offer on the car.
Now, for our viewers who don't really know the rarity of this vehicle and what this vehicle would even market for, if there's even a market for it, right?
Very small.
What would you say the fair market value for this car is, being in the condition that it's in right now?
Because it's been in my family for 50 some years, because there's only 40 left in the world, it's probably somewhere between $1 million and $1.5 million. This car is a 1967. It's got a straight six engine, 120 cubic inches, 3 two-barrel carburetors, limited slip differential, aluminum head, hemispherical combustion chambers, and 8-quart sump. And Yamaha designed the double overhead cam aluminum head. The engine has 21 main bearings in it, so it's a very complicated motor. They wanted to make sure these cars would withstand the rigors of racing, so they bench spun these motors to 10,000 RPMs to make sure that they would last. And this car sits as is pretty much an original car. I had to have it repainted because of the Japanese paint wasn't very good, but other than that, it's pretty much an original car. The dashboard, steering wheel, center console, little hatch between the seats were all fabricated by the Yamaha piano and or violin people. I don't think anybody knows who did what, but it was all made of wood, because there were British and European cars that had wood dashes and wood parts. And so they wanted to give it that kind of a feel. They didn't want it to look so plastic, because that's what they knew in Japan. And so that's why those wood things. The race cars did not have any wood.
There's a lot of classic car enthusiasts out there that don't believe that this car actually exists. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this car exists, and it's here. And I'm super proud that Dan was able to share some of this information with us. However, just to get into a little bit more of the details, if we were to go back into 1967, and you were to look at the vehicles that were made during that era, and you're talking independent suspensions, you're talking about some of the performance, looking at what it had back then compared to what was being made and what was marketed, like how did it separate itself from the competition?
Well, Toyota wanted to build a car that the world would recognize that the Japanese automobile industry was evolving and was able to build, with the craftsmanship that they had, a world-class automobile. So they used European automobiles as cues. They shipped cars from Europe to Japan and used them as guides. So basically the car has a Lotus frame. It has basically Ferrari suspension. It has a double overhead aluminum head, which was very rare in the day. And they put other things in there like limited slip and hemispherical combustion chambers and all that stuff to make a small car go fast. And so the car, as far as Toyota's production line standards, was too complicated for them to build. So Yamaha hired Toyota people, and with Toyota's help and Yamaha's help, that's who built the car. So the car has a Toyota VIN plate on it and a Yamaha VIN plate on it, on the firewall.
And Dan, to my knowledge, this vehicle actually made it in a James Bond film, if I'm not mistaken. However, the vehicle that they used in that film, they had to customize it and they made it a convertible, which they never marketed a convertible in the United States. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the James Bond movie, You Only Live Twice, was released in 1967. I guess it was filmed maybe in 1966. I don't really know when it was filmed. But they wanted to feature the 2000 GT because they were trying to get it out into the market and see it for the world to see it. And so James Bond was too big, or Sean Connery was too big to fit in the car. So they took a coupe, cut the top off for filming. After they cut the top off, Sean Connery's head was still above the windshield slightly, so that wasn't very good for filming. So they pulled the seat out of the car. So he basically sat on the floor, so his head would be below the top line of the windshield, so it wouldn't look so funny. So that's why the car is a convertible, but the factory never built convertibles. I'm thrilled that the car is getting recognition because it's history. I mean,
it actually is
freaking history.
It really is.
And so that's why there's so many cars that are nice, but not history.
Yeah. All right. So from all of us here at Toyota Santa Maria, we want to thank you, Dan, for not just sharing your vehicle with us,
wonderful time,
but for sharing your story. And this vehicle is rare, but the stories are even harder to find, right? And you're an important part of history.
Thank you.
And this car's a legendary piece. And we're super proud to have you here with us. And thank you again for your time, Dan. We appreciate you.